A lot of you will probably think I made this all up, but I swear on everything I've got. This really happened. I'm typing this from the corner of my cousin's basement, both of us wide awake and scared out of our minds. We've got knives on the table and the lights off. I don't know how to explain what's going on, but I know I need to get this story out. If something happens to me, someone needs to know what we saw, what we did. It all started yesterday. Summer vacation had just begun. I was restless, that kind of restless you get after grinding through final exams and then suddenly having no structure. I hadn't thought about Harmony Ridge School in years. It was a tiny private K-8 academy tucked into the woods in Vermont. My parents moved us to New York when I was 13, and I never looked back. But for some reason, yesterday morning, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Not just the school itself, but a specific hallway, a smell, the rust-colored carpets. I remembered the bells. Harmony Ridge had this old-fashioned bell system that played melodies instead of regular chimes, creepy little lullabies every hour. I used to hate them. I told my mom I was going to meet up with friends at the lake. Instead, I rented a zip car and drove upstate, heading toward Vermont. I didn't even have a plan. I just needed to see the place, like scratching an itch I didn't know I had. On the way there, I stopped for gas at a station near the border. The guy at the counter was this older man with wiry hair and a stutter, and when he saw my license plate, he asked where I was headed. "Just visiting my old school," I said. He raised his eyebrows. "Where at?" "Harmony Ridge." He blinked hard. "Jesus, that's still standing?" I laughed. "Yeah, I think. I haven't been since I was a kid." The guy got quiet. Then he said, "You shouldn't go poking around there, kid. That place has got a bad soul." I just gave him a tight smile and took my snacks to go. It took me about 2 more hours to get there. The road to Harmony Ridge was barely more than a dirt path. I almost missed the turn. It was overgrown, trees crowding in from both sides. When I finally saw the school, something about it hit me weird. It was technically abandoned now, at least according to what I'd found online. The property had been sold, but no one had developed it. It should have looked more wrecked. But it didn't. The roof was intact. The glass in the windows wasn't broken. No graffiti, no boards. Just untouched. I got out of the car. No other vehicles. No signs. I walked up to the double doors, expecting them to be locked. They weren't. Inside, the air smelled exactly like I remembered. Old paper, dust, pine cleaner, and that faint metallic hint of radiator heat, even though the building hadn't run in years. I started walking through the halls, brushing my fingers along the locker doors. Every corner I turned sparked another memory. The music room, the library. I stood in front of my old homeroom, room 104, and something in me said, "Go in." The door creaked open. Desks in rows, chalkboard still smudged, a map of the solar system dangling from one tack. And there it was, an old CRT TV on a cart, pushed into the corner. Underneath, a cabinet. I opened it. A dozen VHS tapes, all unlabeled, except one. The Bells of Harmony. I froze. That name, I had a memory of it, but it was fuzzy. I remembered we watched it in 2nd or 3rd grade. All I remembered was crying halfway through and being sent to the nurse's office. but nobody would explain why. I pocketed the tape. On the way out, I noticed something else. In the lobby, the PA system, the same one they used to play the melodic bells, was on. The light on the mic was glowing faint red. I didn't wait around. I ran to my car, peeled out of the lot, and didn't slow down for 30 miles. My cousin Mason lives 2 hours away, just inside New Hampshire, and he's the only person I trust with weird stuff. Plus, he still had a working VCR. I got to his house around sunset. Told him I bought the tape at a roadside sale. He didn't ask too many questions, just set everything up. The tape took a while to load. Static hissed and flickered. Just when Mason said, "Guess you got scammed," the screen lit up. A white title card in serif font, "The Bells of Harmony." Presented by Harmony Ridge Academy. Then it faded into a watercolor-style animation of a child walking alone through a winter forest. The music was the same lullaby the school used to play, a melody of bells, soft and distorted, almost like it was being played underwater. The narrator spoke. "In a town where silence sleeps, one must listen for the bells." I couldn't move. The voice. It was Mrs. Greaves, my second-grade teacher. I hadn't thought about her in years. Her voice was unmistakable, calm, too calm, like a Sunday sermon. I remember her showing us this film. The child in the video, genderless with pale eyes, entered a village. Nobody looked at them. The villagers' faces were blank, without mouths. The child tried to speak, but no sound came out. Every time they tried, the screen would stutter, like the tape was glitching. Then came a scene where the child entered a church. There were dozens of identical children, all staring forward at a huge bell tower. Mrs. Greaves' voice again. "When the bell chooses you, you must not look away." Not all are chosen. Not all are saved. The chosen child was summoned forward, placed into the bell, and it rang once, low and vibrating. Then it cut to static. The rest of the tape was disjointed. The child waking in a hospital. A whisper in a dark room. The forest burning. The bell ringing again. The film ended with a black screen and a single phrase in red text. "You heard it. Now you belong." Mason looked at me, mouth half open. "What the hell was that?" Before I could answer, there was a knock on the door. Not a normal knock. Slow. 4 taps, then silence. We both sat frozen. Mason whispered, "It's like midnight." I peeked through the blinds. Nothing. Then the doorbell rang. I told Mason to turn off all the lights. We grabbed knives and crawled into the kitchen, watching the front door from behind the fridge. After 5 minutes, we heard it. A bell? Not a doorbell. Not a phone. A deep gong. Like the one from the video. It echoed through the walls. Then a voice came through the vents, clear as day. "You heard it. Now you belong." We bolted for the basement, spent the night down there, alternating turns, keeping watch. Neither of us slept. In the morning, the tape was gone. We checked the VCR. Inside was a new tape. This one had a label in red ink. Harmony Ridge Enrollment. Mason popped it in. It was a recording of the school lobby from yesterday. From when I was there, you could see me walking in, going through the hallway. At the end, the PA system buzzed, and the bells started playing again. Then it cut to me, asleep on Mason's couch, filmed from outside the window. Then static. We called the cops, told them someone was messing with us. They sent a patrol car, but there was nothing to find. No signs of forced entry, no footprints, no tape. The officer left a number and told us to get some rest. Now it's nighttime again, and there's a car parked across the street with its lights off. It's been there for 3 hours. The house phone rang 10 minutes ago, but Mason doesn't have a landline. I don't know what happens next, but I can tell you this. If you ever hear of Harmony Ridge School, don't go near it. If someone tries to show you the bells of harmony, don't watch it. And if you do hear the bell, whatever you do, don't answer it.